Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my very windy Florida garden. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're ready to hang out with me today, because in today's video, we're doing the first of probably many fall garden cleanup videos. So let's get into it. So spinning you all around, this is our work area for today. You can see we are right out in front of my house. There's my house in the background. I've got this garden bed here that is filled to the brim with plants. You can see a lot of them are pretty much done for the season. Some of them are dried up and crispy, like this Black-Eyed Susan plant here. So I want to get in here and pull anything that is dead or dying. And then I also wanted to do some seasonal cutback, especially here on my Gaura plants. There's 4 of them. You can see they're pushing so much new growth down toward their base, but there's all this older top growth. So I'm just gonna come in and cut out all this top growth. And then I'm also probably gonna have to remove the zinnias because right now they're being braced by the top growth of the Gauras. Same thing here with this Cosmos flower. It's time to get those out. So we'll get those removed. I'm gonna come in and do some weeding. There's lots of weeds in here. There's actually some little oak trees that have rooted in from my oak tree right here. So I do have to do a lot of hand pulling on the little seedlings that pop up. So we'll get those cleared out. I'm also gonna rip out these bush daisies. You can see they are not looking good. I thought I might be able to salvage them. These are about 3 years old. You can see since last week's video, this one is pretty much, all the green growth has pretty much died. I don't think it's a water issue because we've gotten plenty of rain over the last few days. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I don't like the way they look. So we're gonna get those completely removed, as well as my blue salvias. So you can see these blue salvias are not looking great. And this one's pretty much dead. This one here is pushing some new growth down from its base, but like I mentioned in last week's video, these ones just didn't perform for me this year. So I'm gonna remove them and I will swap them out with these white salvias. There's 3 of them here in my front porch seasonal flower bed. I'm not gonna swap them out today, but I'm gonna remove the blue ones, and then eventually when I clear this bed out entirely, in its entirety rather, I'll get those transplanted. I do, however, plan to pull out these sweet potato vines. You can see they're not looking good. They've got a ton of, I guess it's snail or slug damage, but before I pull them out, I am gonna cut out some of the good looking stems so that I can water propagate them, so I can overwinter some of these for next year. So I'll show you that process. It's really easy. And yeah, so that's kind of our project goals for today. Actually, I am going to come in here and remove all of the pups growing up from my giant bird of paradise. I'm gonna use my handsaw and just kind of cut all of these out so that they're flush with the ground, to kind of clean up the appearance of the base of this plant. And then lastly, I will use my leaf blower to really clean up all these walkways. You can see all the mulch and kind of debris and whatnot that is all over my driveway. I'll get that all looking good. And then same thing over here. I'm gonna use the leaf blower to clean up the gravel. I did start the morning off camera pulling weeds. So I hand pulled all of the weeds here that you see in the lid of my trash can. I pulled all of these weeds that were growing in the gravel to really make this area look nice. So again, that's the goals for today's project. So let's get in here now and get started. So really quick, I'm gonna be using my hand pruners here for the bulk of this project. And then I've got some isopropyl alcohol, 70% isopropyl alcohol in this squirt bottle that I'll use to sanitize my pruners between plants. If you've watched my videos in the past, then you know I highly recommend that you sanitize your cutting tools between plants so that you don't spread disease from plant to plant. It's just a good practice to get in the habit of doing. So let's get in there now and we will start cutting everything back. So really quick, before we move on, I wanted to give you a close-up of this first Gaura plant here. You can see I removed all the older top growth. I made my cuts just below the leaf canopy. You can see some of those older stems there, but you can see this plant now has a nice mounded appearance and it is ready to go for the next season. So let's continue on and we will cut back the rest. All right, so the 4 Gaura plants have all been cut back, and what a transformation already. This flower bed looks 10 times better just by removing that older top growth from those Gaura plants. So I've got the one here that we already looked at, and then there's 3 more back here. There's one right here, one there, and one there. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but we do have a little bit of light rain right now. I wasn't expecting rain in the forecast. It's what we call here in Florida a sun shower, because you can see the sun is still shining. There's just a pocket of probably dark clouds. It's probably this one. And we're right in the wind direction of it that I'm getting a little bit of drizzle, but I'm gonna continue working. There's no lightning, no thunder, so I should be good to go. So let's get in here now. The next thing I wanna do is really remove anything that's completely dead. So that'd be this black-eyed Susan plant. I've also got a handful of feverfew flowers. There's one here, one there, a few more back here, and then these coreopsis plants. And then we will also pull out the bush daisies and the blue salvias. So let's get going on that part of today's task list. I'm gonna get some of the weeds too while I'm doing this part of the project. And I'm also pulling the spent zinnias, the really leggy zinnias. We'll get them pulled now as well. So there we go. The hardest part of today's project is done. I got those bush daisies out of the ground. You can see just how big this flower bed is now that I've removed pretty much everything that was dead or dying. All of the zinnias are gone, the cosmos are gone, everything's cut back. I do think that I definitely need height toward the back of the bed, so I'm really excited about transplanting the 3 white salvias out of the front porch seasonal flower bed into this space. I think it'll really be a nice backdrop here, and then once the Gauras start to fill in again, they'll add some more height. So the next little piece that I want to do in this bed before we move on to removing the sweet potato vines is to just quickly come in here and remove the spent bloom spires from the Lyreleaf sages. So these plants will put on some size. You can see they're dotted throughout this space. They bloom these beautiful lavender blooms in about late December, January, February timeframe. So you can see there's quite a few of them dotted throughout this space. So let me just quickly come in here and I'll cut these old bloom spires off, and then we will move on to water propagating the sweet potato vines. I'll show you that process, and then we will remove the rest of the sweet potato vines after we cut the stems for propagation. All right, so I'm not sure if you saw me flailing as I was walking out of the garden bed, but a bee flew in my face and it startled me. So let me turn you around really quick. I'll give you one last look of the totally cleaned up flower bed, and then we will move on to water propagating the sweet potato vines. So there we go, what a difference. You can see all the plants have been cleaned up. They're all groomed to perfection. Like I said, I'm gonna transplant those salvias to add some height toward the back. And then if you saw last week's video, I want to plant some supertunias and superbenas in this flower bed to just make it a sea of color. If you don't know, here in Florida, supertunia season and superbena season is fall and winter into spring. Unlike the rest of the country, it's just too hot here in the summers for supertunias, so we enjoy them in the fall winter time frame. I did leave this little patch of zinnias. I am enjoying them. They're still blooming. They are looking a bit leggy. Sorry about the wind. I'm sure it's just garbling my speech. But yeah, these zinnias are looking a bit leggy, and I have some propped up with stakes, but I'm gonna keep them here for the next few weeks, and then probably when I plant up this space with the supertunias, I'll come in and swap them out as well. So really quick, I know I said we're gonna move on to the sweet potato vines. I do want to quickly trim out the pups around the base of my bird of paradise plant. So let me get my handsaw really quick and we will tackle that, and then we will move on to water propagating and removing the sweet potato vines. All right, so the base of my giant bird of paradise plant is looking so much better. All those pups have been cut out. So now we can move on to water propagating some of the sweet potato vines, and then we will pull the remaining vines out of this bed to make way for some new plants for this seasonal flower bed here in front of my front porch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some shears, some scissors, and I'm gonna find some of the nice stems with the new growth, and I'm gonna cut back probably about 10 inches, and I'm gonna cut, let's go with 9 stems. I wanna do 3 stems per container eventually. So we'll do 9 stems, so you can see there's a nice one here, another nice one here, there, and so on. So let me go grab some shears, and I'll cut about, like I said, 10-inch stems, and then I will show you the second step of the process. So there we go. I've got my 9 stems and then a pint glass of water that we'll use for the water propagation. So looking at one of these stems, the next step in the process, I'm just gonna break off the lower leaves, probably removing 3 to 4 leaves. And you can kind of see, I don't know if it's coming through, but the roots are already starting to grow at the leaf nodes. So basically where you break off a leaf is where roots will start to form. So let's quickly remove the lower leaves off of these stems, and then we'll stick them in the pint glass of water. And this whole process, the roots will grow very fast. It takes about 2 to 3 days. You should start to see a robust root system growing. So let's quickly get these stems prepped. We'll throw them in the water, and then I'll move on to removing the sweet potato vine plants here in this flower bed. So there we go. My sweet potato vines are all set. You can actually see some of them had some pretty good roots already growing, but over the next few days, they should really take off and grow some robust root systems. I'm just gonna move these inside. They are a little bit wilted from just the trauma of being cutting, but they will, I guess, perk back up. But I'm gonna leave them inside near a sunny window, And in about a week, I'll be able to transplant them into some containers so that I can overwinter them for next season. So let me quickly throw those inside, and then I'll come back out and we will take care of this flower bed. So I've got them sitting here on this end table in one of my spare bedrooms, and I'll keep tabs on them and add water as needed. They will suck up a lot of that water pretty quickly. But yeah, this is a really simple process to get free plants. So let's head back outside and we'll get back to the cleanup project. All right, so we are back outside. So the only plants that I'm gonna leave in this front porch seasonal flower bed are the white salvias. Everything else is coming out. There are some sun patients left in here. They are struggling. You can see one right here with its lavender bloom, as well as what's left of some Superbena pink cashmere plants. So we're gonna pull everything out of here, and I think even some Shasta daisy remnants, which is this right here, looking all dry and crispy. So we're gonna clean this whole bed up, and we're gonna get it all set for another season. Hopefully I'll get something planted in here soon for either fall or winter. I was thinking begonias. And then to wrap up the video, we will use the leaf blower to blow off the walkways and the driveway here. So let's get to it. Also, I wanted to mention it stopped raining. You can see we've got some beautiful blue skies up above. So there we go. This entire garden cleanup project is complete. If you remember from earlier this morning, this garden bed was overgrown. The plants were leggy, they were dry, they were brittle, they were done for the season, but I've gone in here and completely transformed the space. The Gauras are all set for another season. The Lyreleaf sages are ready to go for some winter blooms. And I've got plenty of space to add in some more supertunias and superbenas for the fall and winter months. And then I can't wait to get in here and transplant these white salvias. Again, they're gonna go right here around the giant bird of paradise plant to add some nice height toward the back of this bed, which will then leave me a ton of room up here in my front porch seasonal flower bed to plant in some begonias. I'm thinking some pink and white begonias, but let me know down in the comments what flowers you think I should plant in here next. And then my walkways are all looking beautiful. They're all blown off. I've got my bird bath refilled, looking great. The birds can enjoy that, get some fresh water and get a good drink. And then looking over here, the driveway is looking beautiful, all cleared off, no leaf debris, along with the rocks here in my side yard. So that's a wrap with this garden cleanup project. Everything is looking so great. I'm so happy I was able to get out here and do it. I hope you found this video inspiring. Hopefully you'll get out into your gardens and do a little fall cleanup as well. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.